Hello, everyone. This is Jay Wicker here with Small Business Stand Up, and I have a phenomenal one of the co-hosts, the bi-weekly co-hosts on here as well. I know when she's not too busy, get her to jump on with us as well. That's Her name is Miss Kizzy Williams from Fast Tax Central. What's going on, Miss Kizzy?
Nothing much, Jay. How's it going on with you?
Man, it's a great day to be alive, man. I
Yes,
tell people
sir.
that all the time. I have
Yes.
nothing to complain about. I woke up,
Me either.
you know.
Yeah.
I'm able to do the
That
things I
part.
love. Yes, yes. I'm able to do the things I love, man. And ultimately, I wanna make sure my presence on this earth is I'm affecting people. That's my goal.
Yes. Yes.
In a positive way. It's a positive
Right.
way. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you hopping on with us, man. This Saturday morning. I know you're a busy woman.
Yeah. This Sun got me at Sun. You got me at Sunday at 10 a.m. You know.
I know, I know. Me too, me too. I'm
If
doing
you
something
know, you
totally different.
know.
So,
I'm about to catch
absolutely.
Sunday service on our on our church's website today because I want to miss it. I won't miss it. I won't miss
Oh,
it live, but
so,
I'm gonna catch it on the website. Mhm.
yeah. And for some of you guys, we tried to get it done yesterday, but some stuff that came up yesterday. But
Yeah.
I want to make sure we get it in. So,
Yeah.
if you guys are hearing this, you have any questions, because you want to talk a little bit about some tax tips, please leave it in the comment section. Shoot me a text 972-836-9814. And if you need to get in contact with her, I'll post her number and all that good stuff up here so you guys can reach directly out to her. So,
Okay.
so let's kick this thing off, man. First of all, let's talk a little bit about you. So, where you located at?
I'm located. My physical location is located. I'm in Montgomery, Alabama. I have relocated to a new location. That is the 1231 Perry Hill Road, Suite C. Montgomery, Alabama 36109. And I also, of course, I have virtual. I have a virtual office as well. So I have because I actually have quite a few virtual clients because they know me from being in the tax industry for 20, well, in the accounting industry for 21 years. So they have migrated to other states. So they just still continue to utilize me as their accountant and also as tax preparer. And we just take everything virtual in a secure portal.
That shows that's kind of testimony of your work ethic, right? So when people leave you, even leave your state or leave from where they normally would do their tax in that particular area and move to another state, they still want to use you, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
huge. That's huge. So you said 21 years, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling my age now, but yes, I've been in the accounting industry for 21 years. I started as an accounting
21
clerk.
years.
21 years. I started out as an accounting clerk. I had a state position as a state clerk, and I attended my last 2 years of accounting while I was working an 8 to 5 job. I had the opportunity to work at 8 to 5 opportunity as an accounting clerk while I was attending college at 8 to 5, and I attended college at nights and weekends at the university.
Wow.
And so yeah, and so
Wow.
the time it allowed me I had opportunity to work with a great mentor and a great accounting department to where they had me set up to when I graduated, it was nothing except for me to be great at it. They made sure that I knew every part of accounting. They let me, and me being a clerk, they just let me see different things part of accounting. So when I received my degree, that I could just be able to scale. And I would never forget them forever. I always tell them all the time when I see them, reach out, thank them so much for the opportunity to they laid the foundation for me in accounting.
Wow. That's
Hmm.
huge. So it's safe to say you're a numbers lady then.
Yes, yes, I am a numbers lady. I started well actually before I went to of course to be accounting as a major, but as I was growing up in accounting, as if I was growing up, I was always fascinated with an adding machine and a calculator. I don't know why. I always did numbers and wanted to see how the numbers work. And so I had my the trucking side is where I came in. That's why I specialized in the trucking industry because my parent they had a trucking company, so they all had to keep the receipts, the gas, about the gas, his tires, his oil. You have trucking, so you know how it goes with
Yep.
the maintenance of the truck. Then also keeping the contracts together that he had contracts with the other with vendors and supply the vendors. So I didn't even know. I was just growing up. I was around it, and then I was just putting together receipts and matching up numbers and stuff. And I was helping them prepare to send the things to the CPA. We had a local CPA in another city, and they were always I'll never forget every month. I would be in the car with my mom, either my dad, or either both of them, and we would go to the CPA office and we hand over paperwork, handing over this folder.
Wow.
And now it just circled around. Now people are coming to me, bringing folders or virtually now. They so busy now. Everybody's busy. They're like, I just put it in the portal and the kids will see it, and she'll do what she has to do. But yeah, that's how it all started. And it's just like it's in me. I would say it's in my DNA, and it is. I have a love for numbers, and I have a love for people. Like and now I have opportunity to make both of them just mesh, and I'm at my yeah.
So you was trained to be an accountant when you was a young girl.
Yeah, and didn't even know it.
Whether you knew it or not. So
yeah,
wow.
And I loved it. I loved the numbers, and I was just always fascinated by the calculator. I kid you not, calculator and machine. I just always want to know what was going on with it. So yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, wow. I'm kind of the same too. I'm a numbers guy. I like crunching numbers. I never thought about being an accountant because you guys deal with a lot of paperwork and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you sit me in front of somebody, as far as negotiating, I know how to negotiate it.
You know how to negotiate.
I know what the numbers should look like. Yeah, I'm a numbers guy.
Okay.
So I'm a numbers guy. So I definitely understand what you're talking about. So salute to you, man. 'Cause I know most people, when I talk to them about numbers or whatever, a lot of times you can see their brain just going crazy. They can't grasp it. So for you to say, okay, numbers, get in line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's basically what you tell me. Get in line, numbers, and you go in there and do what you need to do. I salute to you, man.
Yes, I love it. I tried to walk away from it. Yeah. I was like, I was gonna I'm just gonna do taxes and that's it, But but who you are, people just gravitate. Like, no, my clients was like, you're an accountant, right? Can't you just do my bookkeeping? And so it's just like, well, I'm gonna have to go back to what I know. Do the accounting, do the whole thing, because I already know it's already in me. So why try to put it to the side? I was trying my best to, but it won't leave me alone.
That's that calling. That's called a calling right there.
It's a calling. Right?
It's a calling. That's a calling. Not everybody's able. Just keeping it real. So, but I think, I don't know if you're a spiritual. You say you're a spiritual person, right? So the Bible kind of talks about that. Your calling will make room for you, basically, or your gift will make room for you, right? So, absolutely. So, you perfect that.
Yeah.
You do what you need to do. You place it in front of kings and queens. So that's huge, man. Salute to you in that, man. And I can tell you're a genuine person, just like your conversation. I see the post that you make. You're always constantly. It's like you're giving back in your post, right? You see something you like it, you support it the whole nine. So I salute you.
Yeah.
I salute you.
Yeah.
I try to be the same person. Even the people don't respond or don't post what I have going on, I'm still constantly doing that to other people. I'm constantly doing that.
Yeah.
That's my personality. So that's huge, man. So let's fast forward a little bit. So did you go to college?
I did. I went to college. And
you did say that. Right?
Yeah. My first degree I received while I was in my very first accounting position was as an account clerk, and then I had that first degree in a major in business administration and accounting, and then my second degree I have a master's in accounting and finance. So, and that way, and so it was. I was well-rounded in accounting and finance, and that opportunity when I received that second degree, that allowed me to excel from being, I started as a clerk, then I also got a chance to be into management positions over the years with that accounting management, and I had the opportunity to. What I did was, like I said before, with the foundation that I had, they laid for me as an account clerk. And how the accounting department and the accounting manager poured into me so that I could be great in accounting. When I became supervisor, I made a point to make sure that everybody I trained, they wasn't considered as my employees, they were considered as my team. Like, we are a team. It's not such a thing, I'm coach or what. I could be, I'm your supervisor. At the same time, we're a team. And so I pour into them. And give them, some people like job scared or whatever. I wasn't. I would everything that I know, I would tell you and show you how to do it. And I always, even with and with the team members, I say, if you see something that's better, if you see it can do it, it can be done a better way, and you see another side of it, share so we can all grow.
Absolutely.
It's not just me. We can learn from each other, and that's what I was able to. I got opportunity to give back that way, And now as an entrepreneur, I'm still seeking that same thing. I have a few tax preparers. Well, I don't call them preparers. I call them tax partners because we're in this thing together. We're partnering this thing, and so same thing with them. We train, we talk, we have meetings, we go huddle to see how we can be better and be great. And that's the thing. I'm just continuing. When you pour into your others, it just comes. It's just. So I just wanted to get back to what I had when I was a babe. A babe in the accounting world, just trying to circle it back. If I get me an accounting intern, it'd be on then.
Yeah. See, but that right there shows you the humbleness you have in you as well. Because, you go to a lot of companies and they don't want to teach you nothing, especially your manager. She may give you a little bit, but she ain't trying to give you everything for fear that you may still take her job or whatever the case is, or his job or whatever the case is. So right. I'm kind of the same way, man. I have no problem. Look, in this world, I look at it this way. It's enough room for everybody to do whatever you want to do.
Yes, it is.
That's why I have these real estate seminars and stuff like that, and I'm not charging people money to come or none of that type of stuff. And I'm giving the game for free, And some people, what's crazy. Some people flat out don't want to come because they're like, man, there's got to be something to it. He's gonna try to charge me this. I'm like, no, I'm genuinely trying to give back. So I salute you again, man. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
So now here's the thing too. I heard this guy say this too. He said, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll eventually get what you want, right? So you continue to feed into people, you will get fed too.
Yeah,
that's how life goes.
It comes back that way. I don't try to get off the topic of accounting and finance, but it comes back that way. And it doesn't usually come back from the people that you pour into. It come back another direction. It come back, and then when you see, you're like, but I don't give and pour into intention to receive. I give because that's what I want. I just make it's just me. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's go. So you went to what school? What college did you go to?
I went to my first degree I received at Troy University. And my second, I received a Keller graduate program.
Okay. Excellent. Would you say you was a student, B student, C student?
Yeah, I was a B because I was attending school. I was working a full-time position at both times. The first degree I received, I was working a full-time position as account clerk. And the second degree, I received my master's. I was a supervisor at that time. So I was working on my master's degree while I was a supervisor. So that I can achieve the A's and also try to run an accounting department.
I hear you. Well, I was a C student.
I was at that time when I was going to a master's program. I'm looking back at myself and like that's how I was going to the master's program. I was actually transitioning. My whole life was transitioning. So with me making the B's, for me starting a new position as an accountant, as a supervisor in accounting, and I had also relocated at the same time to new location in life. So it was a lot. I had a lot of changes going on. So for me, even to go through that and to receive that degree, I think I don't know which one I sacrificed more, the first degree or the second degree, but I appreciate both of them.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
I definitely was
I was glad to see the B's and see it through.
I definitely was a C student for sure. It says more C students that has businesses than anything else. Right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Jay, I'm gonna tell you, I know some smart business owners. When I tell you, because I deal with small business, business taxes.
Yeah.
When I tell you, I know some savvy business owners, small business owners that have not even finished not one high school diploma. Just basically, just the diploma itself. So the diploma itself, Jay, and they just can give you ideas and pour into you, and they businesses just be booming, and you like, One time I said, I wonder, did I need to even go to school? Should I even went to college? I should still be learning from this.
Well, I'm gonna say this because I don't want kids to take my advice because I think my road was a little bit harder than everybody, but I didn't graduate high school or anything like that, right? I was always a person, opportunist in situations. If I seen a way that where I could say, okay, if I could get over here and start this job and learn how to do these particular skills, I can do this on my own. I can figure out a way to
Right.
navigate that to do it on my own. And eventually I started stepping up every time I did that. And I love people, so I'm a people person. So people be wanting to give to me in that situation. So
Yeah, that's how
you
it
know,
is.
sometimes some kind of kindness or love will go further than money will.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
love does. It
Manners will
does.
go further
You're
than money
right.
will. So
It
so I was
does.
fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the
So
thing. It when people, I have my mom says if you people see that you're trying, they'll come in and step in and help you, and not because
yeah,
they see that you're trying. If you're trying, they see something that you focusing on that you have a care and love about. They'll step people are help you, and that's been
yeah,
true for me. I've had Jay, when I say I had strangers to pour into me and to pour into not just my into the business to say, hey, I'll give you this or I'll provide this for you. Nothing in return, no favors or
yeah,
anything.
man.
Just they just see it like I have this resource, take it.
Yeah.
Or this networking event,
That's
go to it.
yeah,
You know, that is what love does. No, that's what it is when people see that you mean that you love what you do. They see it in
absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. It's in you, it's not
And you
on
don't
you,
have to
man. So
and use I wear a name, use I wear a badge when I be out in public to no, that's a part of advertising. But sometimes you just walk in, people already know that you don't have to advertise yourself. They just know you from being consistent.
yeah, absolutely. Just keep doing what you're doing. You definitely be more and more successful as you continue to navigate this world, man. That's for sure. So
Hmm.
so listen. So I see where you started at all that. You work your way up. You went to college. You got your degrees and everything. So now you finally decide. You know what? I need to get a business. Right. So now you get your business. So how did that go? How do you get to? Did you get a loan, or how did you get to that point
No, I
where you
did
got your
not. I did
business?
not get. No, I did not start out. I know this is a popular thing now. Start your business. Don't use other people's money. Use other people's money to start your business. You don't have to. Um, no, but that's not what I did. I didn't go into debt to start a business because other people's money you have to pay them money. Other people money back. So
With interest. With interest.
with interest, sir, with
Yeah.
interest. Okay. So what I did was it was just I had the opportunity that I actually used my savings, and that my startup cost for my business wasn't much for me because I already been in the industry for 21 years. Let me take that back. Not only was I an 8 to 5 accountant, but then throughout the years of the tax season, 15 years ago, I took my first tax course for a big name company. And of course, I won't name because I want give them free advertising. But I started for a big name company, and for years I would work 8 to 5 in an accounting position, and I would work those seasonal and go and take my certification and work those seasons, tax seasons, at nights and weekends, just to get some additional income. And then I also still like taxes, and I like I like the way I work because I could interact with other people and just meet different clients and different people from all walks of life and just their stories or what have you. So I did that as well. So me transitioning to the entrepreneurship wasn't hard for me because I've been around it my entire life, and
Yeah.
I had already had the blueprint. I already had the blueprint. I had been saying it. You know how you write the vision, make it plain, and I had already been right. I had already written it down before the name of my company and everything. It was a Fast Tax Central then, of course, but I had already written my company down, and I had already gonna be have a tax office years ago. But the thing of it was, I felt like I couldn't do it in the city that I was in.
Yeah.
I felt that they probably won't support me type of deal, in the city that I was in. So I put it on the shelf, more or less. But when 2020
Yeah.
came and I had the opportunity and COVID came, and I had the opportunity to just sit down and remember the vision. And I just started completing the paperwork. I knew how to create a business. I already knew this. Because
Yeah.
I was working being an accountant. I've been an accountant. I see this every day. The business, the business paperwork, the contracts. Blah, blah. I used to set up contracts for the companies I work with, right? So I was like, let me
Right.
just go ahead and do this. It wasn't hard, and it was a lot of startup. And I had
Yeah.
the clients. I was able to get clients because I had the background in accounting, and people always knew me from being in accounting. So the tax opening that tax wasn't hard because they already knew me from being in the tax game, in the tax industry.
Yeah, that's a huge deal, man. Because I know that a lot of times that stops people from becoming business owners, right? Is that they don't have the money or nobody will loan them money, whatever the case is. My thing is you have to figure out a part of that business that you can do with little to no money out of pocket, and then
Right.
grow it some kind of way. Right, so let's say you want to get a car detailing business or whatever the case is, right? It don't cost you a whole lot of money. Do that, get you a bucket, get you some soap, and get it, right? Then maybe one day you want to have a car wash, big car wash place, but you can start off getting you a bucket and get you some soap and start washing people's cars and let that grow into that big building. That's how you got to kind of do it. And that's kind of what I did as well. I didn't have no money, but one thing I did have is drive, and I had this thing called I could put sweat equity into it. Right? Nobody go harder than me. Right? I'll work you. Period. So
no sleep.
No sleep. I'll sleep for what?
You try to sleep.
That's how I look at it.
And if you try to sleep, the ideas start popping up. You're like, wait a minute, let me just get up.
Write it down. Now put it in my phone. You know what I'm saying? So I do that to this day.
My notes are horrible. It's like write it down. My nightstand is like notes. Like that work with Nick. When I finally go back to sleep, I wake up. I said, okay, this is what my ideas were. So let me try to put these into action. But it's and like you said, the basics. That's the thing of it. Like I would have loved to have started out and said, look, have me a brick and mortar business, have me somebody walk in the door and say, this is Fast Tax Central on the big billboard. I would love to have the billboard, all the advertising when I first started out. But I didn't have the foundation for that. Where I did know I knew people and people knew me. So I use that as the people. I use I advertise. I use social media. And I'll tell you that, and I use the word of mouth. Let people know, hey, Kizzy is doing taxes now, or Kizzy is whatever. And then the real estate, me being in the real estate part, it helped because I was already in different real estate groups or what have you. And that was like, well, those when I had a bookkeeping clients, okay, like I know you're an accountant because I've been knowing you forever. So you might be going to do my books too, try some tax. You might be going to do my books too. So that type of thing, that's how it grew and it scaled. But when I first started out, I'll be honest with you, I literally started out in my home office. I have a office at my home. That's what it's for. I know how the IRS operate. In order for you to have you have an office, it has to be solely for your office. But I've always and so I had it set up.
That's one of my questions too.
I started out as a virtual tax. I'm not going to say I started as a virtual tax office, and then the following by the time got it all the clients for that tax season, got the money built up. I shared office space. Okay.
Yeah,
office location. Yes. An office location with 3 other great people. And I rented a suite from them so that I could have those walk-in clients. It's steps to this thing. It's levels to it, okay? I would love to say, and I would just love to have me a 1,200 square feet or whatever square feet with glass and be that front window and have it sign up. It's gonna come one day. I would love that, but people have to realize you can't walk into a business and go straight to that front overhead. All the overhead costs.
Success is not easy. Right,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You won't really appreciate it if you got it for doing nothing, basically, right?
Right.
But I look at it like this: if you, my motto is, you can't make money without money. That means you can't make money with money. Simple as that. Because you're gonna throw money at the problem, and a lot of times money at the problem is you figuring out a way to do different things to solve different problems. That's what the problem is. You got to be a great problem solver. So you see that there was an issue, you see where you was trying to go, and you figure out a way to get there. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't have that. Some people say, you know what? Yeah, I'm trying to get there. Let me throw some money at it. And all of a sudden, 5 months in, you can't pay your mortgage. You can't pay your rent. And then now you're looking crazy because you depleted your savings, right? And everybody looking at you, laughing at you now because you spent all this money. And now you're really horrible. Now you're taking pills and you're drinking too much. That's the issue. Right. You didn't start off from the ground or your knees and got up and start crawling or whatever the case, start walking and then start running. That's how you do it. Right?
Yes. Right.
Yep. So listen. So let's get into some of these questions. I know a lot of these guys that's on here, man. I can see a lot of stuff we kind of talked about. I wanted to know that stuff about you, right? So I know people that's going to hear this want to know a little bit about your story because I know you're very educated, you're very smart. You know you got these numbers, so let's talk a little bit about it, right? So my
Yeah.
angle is about real estate. So we're gonna ask a few questions about real estate. So like, what is the difference between a write-off and a deduction? Is there any difference?
There is. There are certain things. Um, it depends. It depends on what it is in the real estate as an investment. It depends. You can get deductions. Of course, what we call your expense reports. The expenses that we have, people don't usually think like your website that you use to advertise your real estate company. That's an expense. Your hosting, like your StreamYard, that's an expense. Your if you have an assistant, those are expenses. You have, of course, you have office supplies and your internet, that's an expense. If you, of course, if you're using it, it's only a portion. If you have a home office, you can't use 100% internet as an expense if you have a home, if it's your home office. But if you have a commercial lease, like I have, like if you have commercial, then you could have, of course, 100% of your internet, your telephone. Um, I mean, just things, just those simple things that you can actually have as your expense. And of course, you can have your vehicles. You have also your expense for your vehicles, whether you want to use it as a depreciation for the vehicle itself or mileage. You can't. People think they use all of it. You can. It's either one or the other. Is concerning when it comes to the vehicle. But everybody's will be different when it comes to the tax, to how they want to prepare the taxes and what they want to focus on the vehicle. And once you choose one, you got to stick with one. You can't choose, you can't switch each year. So
Okay, excellent. So hope you guys got that, man. There's a lot of good information there, man. So it's important, man, to think about every single thing. When you're in business, man, you got to treat it as a business, not a hustle. It's a
that's it.
business. You have to look at it. You got to take account of every single thing as possible. Because why leave money on the table when you get, you can get that money, write that stuff off, man. So it's very important.
And,
So
and
let's,
then people
go ahead.
like to think about. I'm sorry, Jay. People like to think about write
No,
off and expense. But what the thing of it is, we're in the business, right? And we're non-profit. We're a business for profit. So what that's saying is, you don't want to write everything off, because if you write everything off, what you're saying is you're not making money in your business, and therefore, on the business side of the business, the loans that people discuss, you look at the bank is looking at you're not making any monies. So why would we give you a loan to scale your business or to buy inventory for your business or to that thing? So if you think you want to not report just so you want to show you have revenue, so you want to pay your taxes to the IRS or to your local state government, that's not the way to go. It be true, right? Actually, expense correctly and show your revenue correctly, so that you can show that you're actually winning and you can see where you need to grow in your business. If your revenues are not where they need to be, or where you see where you spending too many expenses, you know how to minimize that expense. Or you like, oh, you know what? When I sold that product or when I provided that service, that was booming in that season. So let me put more expense, more marketing for doing that time frame. Those things, that's what we use those for, to look at it that way, to know how to let our business grow, not to focus on writing everything off.
Absolutely, that's important, guys. I mean, there's many people who who wrote off everything and then try to get a mortgage or something later on. And because they wrote off every single thing, it don't show that that they actually made any money. So you shoot yourself in the foot. But like Kizzy said, just be honest. Just keep it. Just be honest, man, and do what you're supposed to do, man, and so you can get to that next level. So we need that loan to get in that brick and mortar. You definitely can. All right. So that is huge. All right. So as a rental property, right? So if you have a rental property, can you write off like a monthly rental payments in any way? Is that possible at all?
You write the payment off?
Yeah, well, so tenant monthly rent payments are considered income from landlords, right? That's considered income from landlords, right? That's what I meant to say. Yes, income from it. Okay. So I know when you purchase something, right? You ready to purchase a property or whatever the case is, right? You only can use it up to what, 70% or 80%? Are you familiar
Right.
with that?
Yep.
70-80%. So
Mhm.
if you're making you're making $1,000 a month, but technically if you use it to purchase something else, right? Let's say you get a home or whatever the case is, you only can use up to 80%, I think it is, of
Mhm.
that. So it's important to know. So you can't look at the whole $1,000. No, it's a certain percentage of that.
Right.
All right. Okay. So what else? What are a few things that you can use to um, you can use that rental property to write some things off. So I know you have properties as well, right?
Right.
What's a few things
And
that
it-
you use as that you can write off?
Uh, well, actually, if you this rental property that you're discussing, is this a whole? Is this a
So
buy and
let's say
hold
you have
property, or
yeah,
is this a
buy and hold
flipping
property,
property?
buy and hold property,
Buy and
yeah,
hold.
buy and
Okay.
hold property, buy and
Okay.
hold, yeah.
So the buy and hold are things that you can actually say that those are expense for the property itself. If you have a property manager, that's one expense because you have to pay the property manager 10% of that monthly rent. You
Okay.
have some locations have where the the uh, the homeowner, the property owner, record they provide lawn maintenance so they can make sure that their property, because some of these locations are located in HOAs communities, so they have to make sure the lawn is prepared, a certain way. So they will provide their lawn service as part of the service for rental, right? So you can use it as an expense if you provide lawn service for that property. Anytime and when you go in to do repairs for that property, you have to, like your contractor, everything that the contractor, I have one from a contractor now. I should have just used it as an example. But with the contractor, you have give me just a moment, Jay. I've been talking, I got dry.
It's okay. It's okay. Do you think?
But excuse me, I needed that. So back to the country, like for instance, you want to you have a buy a whole rental property. Whenever you do repairs and maintenance on it, those are your expenses for that property. Because say for instance, your you have a contract and they say, hey, I need to paint this property. I need to you have a tenant to move out, and they messed up the wall, so you got to go in and repaint, and you have to, well, of course you got to repaint. So the right you can use expense for the paint, the expense you pay the contractor, everything on that invoice that you use at Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever you decide to buy the product from. Those can be utilized as your expenses throughout the for your taxes. And you can keep it. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
tell people it's best to keep a journal, a monthly bookkeeping, a monthly, to keep track of that so that you won't miss out. Because it's easy to go to the store. I'm telling you, it's easy to go to the store and say you got to replace
It
the
is.
number on the mailbox, even though it just costs $5, and you just gonna run in there right
Yeah.
quick, pick those up so you make sure you're in compliance. But I need to make sure I keep that receipt for that $5. So what we
Yeah.
usually do is have an account just for your expenses that you utilize on that property or all
Yeah.
properties. Use that one account for everything for that account alone for all properties. So at the end of the month, or you do it weekly, you can look at it and say, okay, I spent blah 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 blah. You have that bank statement showing that you went and made these entries. And usually, with us now we have it. We could get the receipts into your phone or electronic, what have you, or send them text it to you, whatever. You can have a system in place. And it's so easy now. They make it so much easier than they did back in the day.
Yeah, and they have a lot of different apps you can use as well. So if
Yeah,
you
and
got a
a
habit of
lot of apps.
throwing away invoices or
Yeah,
throwing away
mhm.
receipts or whatever, take a picture with your app. Also, you
Yeah,
got the app for your
exactly. You can
phone as
take a picture.
well, where when
Yep.
you're going to Home Depot, you can use it as a tax write-off, the gas or the mileage that you're taking to do that, to get
Yeah.
to that place. So treat it like a business, guys, right? Treat it
Hmm.
like a business. So here's a question too. That one of the questions that we had as well, right? So let's say you have a 5-unit apartment complex, right? And
Oh,
you
what
have
now? I'm
one of
sorry,
your
Jay, I didn't hear
tenants,
you.
a 5-unit apartment complex,
Five
and
million?
one of your 5 unit, this five apartments together, 5 units. and one of your tenants lives in there, that person kind of collects rent for you or whatever the case is, maybe do a little bit painting or whatever the case is, right? Can you use those services, the service for money trades and use it as a tax write-off? So let's say they're living in one of them and the rent is $1,000, right? And you say, listen, just give me $800 this month and go ahead and do the painting for me in that particular room. Can you use that as a write-off as well?
The supplies that you use to paint the house, the supplies that you utilize that you pay Home Depot, whoever the supplies that you use to paint their apartment.
Okay. So even if you get that person a discount on their rent for that month, a couple $100, because they're providing a service for you, so you won't be able to write them off.
So what you need
write that off, that fee.
Yeah, because that. Excuse me. Because you're saying that you train off, you're doing a barter trade
yes.
for services.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, because I see that a lot in this business, right? You have the tenant that's living there. He say, "Man, I got $800 this month, man. Well, I tell you what, I need you to go out there and wash the driveway out, and we just call it even." You see that a lot in this business, especially with the landlord maybe don't live here or whatever the case is. That
right? Yeah, because a lot of people buy properties all over the state. Well, you know how we do it now, virtual buying properties without even being sent to the house. Yeah.
Okay. So another thing too. So one of the questions is, can any portion of the security deposit held by the landlord count as rental income for tax purposes?
Rental security.
Right. So let's say you get the deposit. Let's say the landlord decides not to give that person back his security deposit. Do he have to claim it on his taxes?
Yes, sir. It's your income.
It's your income. That's real talk.
Because they left you. I'm telling you, they left your property without paying you probably, or they destroyed your property or damaged your property. Yeah. So that's why you have the security deposit. So therefore, it's your income, because you're gonna give back to them if they would have left your stuff right. If they would have left your property in good condition and left with payment.
Yeah.
So it's income, yeah.
Okay. Now, so as an investor or any person,
the income is the 200. Is the security deposit you pay. Now, what your loss is going to be is when you got to go in and your expenses when you go in and repair the paint and redo whatever it is they had damaged.
Facts, absolutely. So, okay, so is it? I got a couple questions here, right? So, is it better to file as a business owner, right? Is it better to file quarterly or at the end of the year?
Yes.
What would you say?
Yes, it's better to file quarterly. 2 reasons. Quarterly, you know exactly. It gives the business owner a lower amount to pay quarterly. You can get that money, quarterly what you have to pay. Second is a great thing, so you can look at you get your opportunity to look at your business to see how my quarter has been going. Has it been going good or is it going bad? What expenses can I eliminate, or what expenses should I increase to sell this product or this service? Or should I eliminate a service or eliminate a product or eliminate so it gives you a better avenue than waiting an entire year to look at it and go pay taxes. You want one large payment that you have to make, and then you're looking at oh my goodness, I spent a whole year when I've been paying this particular expense and I even never used that service. But I done paid a whole 12 months to this service. Wow. Versus if you saw it quarterly, you're like, man, I've been paying for this particular app for 3 months and I haven't used it yet. Either you're gonna make a point to use it, or you're gonna make a point to what? Unsubscribe.
Absolutely. It's real talk.
I'd rather take it 3 months. Oh my goodness, I wasted money than a whole year, because I've been there, done that. Learning lessons learned. Okay. Yeah.
So okay, another question. So for everybody on here, right, is going to come to you to get their taxes done.
Correct.
The fee that you charge, the fee that you charge to prepare their taxes, Can they write that off?
Yes, you can use it as an expense to pay lawyers and accountants. We get paid whatever you do for us through the year, pay us. You put that is an expense for legal and accounting fees. So yes, you do use that expense. Whatever you pay me, it go back to your expense account.
Listen, guys, that's huge. So I know you guys look at the quarterly and say, look, we got to pay 4 times in a year, whatever the case is, but you still can write this stuff off. You know what I'm saying? And if I say, especially if you new to business, I would say go ahead and do it quarterly, because you don't want to the end of the year and kind of find out, man, you owe a big chunk of change that can destroy your business.
That could destroy the business.
It can. Everything. Trust me. I think every person who just getting into business for themselves, that first year or two is really crucial. And that's why a lot of people get out of the business, because you got a lot of stuff that you might end up owing a lot of taxes when you really didn't have to. If you had that CPA, or if you had that accountant that can sit down and walk you through some of the pros and cons of stuff, what you should be doing, or see where your business is going, you could have adjusted it. You could have adjusted it quarterly and maybe still be here, right? The reason why you're out of business, you didn't do that. So that's crucial. That's crucial, guys.
And I also do tax. And also, I'm sorry, Jay. I also do tax resolution too, because I've had clients that come in and had years of bad taxes to pay. So that's a part of my service now. I don't really advertise it as much, but market as much. But I do have that tax resolution as part of my package. That once I take care of the businesses, they have to pay back taxes to get them with the IRS and get things situated for payment plans and things of that nature.
Okay, so we're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna be interactive real quick. So put a finger up if you can write these off. Okay. At the end of the year, interest. Put your hand up like this. So not like this. Put it like this. Taxes.
Oh,
you can if you can write it up, put a finger up. If you write it off, put a finger up. Okay. Interest. Go ahead.
What now?
Can you write it up? Yeah. Can you write that up? Put a finger up.
Yes.
I want you to do it. Okay. All right.
I can't see.
Depreciation.
Okay,
Oh, you can't see. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. So you got interest. So you get interest on the loan. Depreciation.
Yes.
Insurance.
Yes.
Legal services.
Yes.
Home repairs.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Employee or contractors.
When you say home expense, that is the property, the rental property.
That's the property. The rental property.
Not your home. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
Business.
So,
and then what else you got?
Employee contractors. Personal. Well, no, we're gonna do personal property. Pass-through tax deductions.
Pass-through tax deductions.
Yeah. Okay. Travel expenses.
Yes. It has to be about business, not just for pleasure.
Now, we talked about this a little earlier, right? Home office usage.
Yes, portion.
So, okay, a portion of it. So how many fingers you got up right now? How many fingers did you have up? About 9 or 10?
Everything you asked me was a finger up.
A finger up. So listen, guys, if you in this business or you in business, period, and you haven't been writing these things off, you need to get in contact with Kizzy, so she can help you with that. This is important. Why leave money on the table when you don't have to? Right? Your travel. If let's say you got a property or you have a business outside of the state where you live at, and you need to go check on your property. You need to go manage somebody on your property or whatever the case is. That's a tax write-off, guys. Your plane ticket, your Uber, things that you do while you're there, right? And stop me if I'm saying something wrong, but it's real. You have to take that into consideration, guys. All right. So I know you got to get out of here. You got to get out here in a second. So we're gonna do a couple more questions.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions, guys? Here's the time. Here's the great tax preparer here, guys. Shoot up with some of your questions. Let me see if I can pull up some questions here. Do I got any questions in here? I got somebody put a whole lot of nonsense on here. I don't know what that come from. All right. So we'll keep going until somebody jump right on in. So So the depreciation of your property, how do you write that off?
It's well, it's too detailed for me to sit and tell you this on this live. I tell you that much.
Yeah, that's true. That's
but
so
it was a one-on-one consultation. I could break it down.
Yeah. So I would say if you guys have that as a question, definitely I'm gonna put a number up here right now so you guys can get right to her here. And again, she's with Fast Tax Central. Here's the number here. Her name is Kizzy. Genuine person, guys. Genuine person. So yeah, we kind of talked about everything. All the questions I had, man. I really don't have more questions when it comes to that, man. I always tell you, I'm really happy that you're a part of the Small Business Stand Up podcast. And I know this information. I mean, everybody that's on there, man. We all are business owners. We all kind of spread out throughout the United States, basically. And come on in there and drop that game for them. Let them know that you the person they need to be talking to, man. You know, so anything I could do, definitely reach out to me. I'm here for you, for sure. I'm here for you for sure. All right, so and let me see if I forgot anything. But there was a couple questions I know somebody had. I know I'm missing something. What is a pass-through tax deduction? What is that? Tax cut the job. I've never heard that before.
Pass-through tax deduction.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that before. I had to Google that.
I'm going to Google it myself.
You guys have any? You guys have any questions for Kizzy? You guys have any questions? So we want to, thank you guys, and please join the Patreon, guys. Check the link. We have tons of videos on there right now. We're interviewing different people that's on the Patreon. A lot of videos about real estate, how to get into real estate. We're gonna do one on how to do a real estate syndication deal. So we're gonna do it step by step all the way through a real estate syndication deal. So there's different levels that you can be a part of. This year here in the great state of Texas, in Dallas, we're gonna do a business real estate kickball tournament. You have to have a business to come out to participate. So we'll get you guys to come on out. And once you go to hear us promoting it, come support and figure out a way we can support you guys as well. And anything you want to tell them, how to get in contact with you and all that good stuff?
Again, you can reach me at Fast Tax Central. My telephone number is 334-458-1000. Email the website is www.fasttaxcentral.com. My email is info@fasttaxcentral.com. And we do bookkeeping, individual taxes, business taxes, which is my love. And we specialize in real estate and trucking taxes. And you can take care of you throughout the United States. And we have a virtual, so you can just make it so easy. You can just enter information on our secure portal on our website, and we send our documents in, and we do the rest.
Absolutely. Now, you truck drivers out there, y'all need it for sure. You definitely need it for sure, man. There's a lot of things you guys can write off. There's a lot of money you're leaving on the table, right? Yes. So definitely reach out to Kizzy Williams, man, at Fast Tax Central, and let her get you done, man. Tell her the podcast referred you.
Tell the podcast referred you.
The small SBS referred you. Now listen. So this Tuesday, we're kicking off the new season. So we shut it down for the last 2 years for the Mid-City Network. So this Tuesday, it will be Real Estate-aholics. So we got a couple of guys that's on there. We're going to talk about some real estate stuff. We're going to really get down to it. The following Tuesday, it will be Small Business Stand-Up Podcast as well. So every other week, each one of them guys will kind of switch out a little bit there. And we do it for like 2 hours and have it broke up and have it roll out right. So it's going to be a show. Man, you guys definitely tune in, man. You're welcome. So wherever you guys see us at, jump on that bad boy. Come with your questions, man. Be ready to learn, man. We're going to be ready to show you guys how to get from A to Z. Any questions for me?
No, that's it, Jay.
Yes. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Jay. Have a great one.
Hey, man, you do the same. Salute to you guys, man. See you guys on the other side. Peace.
All right.